Hey everybody, holy shit, we're finally back.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Melissa?
Hey, what's up, Andrew?
Hey, wow, okay, so we have tried to come back a couple of times over the last couple of weeks, and it has been disastrous. We tried doing a revival episode like a week ago, and about 20 minutes in, or no, we did the whole episode, but it was only about 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
And we basically like sounded like we were just having a quick phone call with like our like family or whatever real quick, and like we all had to go somewhere real quick afterwards. Yeah. And yeah, so we've had a couple of technical issues and stuff like that as well, but after a 1-year hiatus, Donuts is for us is back.
Yummy.
In every way that we can be, at least, which, you know, at least in the podcast world, you know, that's kind of one of the only things that's not incredibly affected by all of this COVID stuff, is you can still podcast at least. Yeah. So it's kind of ridiculous that it even took me this long to get this all back together. But we have had a lot of stuff going on over the last year. I know that we already tried to kind of like go over a lot of this in the first attempt at doing bringing the podcast back. So it's going to feel like we're rehashing some of this stuff, but just to kind of bring everybody up to speed, where we left off a year ago, we were moving out of the town we were at to a small place called Newman. We did that, and then about 2 weeks into living at the new place, we had ourselves a baby girl.
We made a little person.
Yeah. And so she's here with us right now. If you'd like to say hello, Emery.
Say hi.
She's 11 months old. It's not... Oh, come on. Oh, so close. So close.
She smiled. She really wants to grab the microphone really bad.
It'd be pretty cool if I can, once I can get the video element to this, then it'll be a lot more fun to have her on screen. Of course, also any day now she is going to start talking. But oops, dropped her pacifier. However, you know, a lot of people that are going to be listening to this they do know that much about us or whatever. So what else is going on? You started a brand new job.
I did.
Last night.
Yeah, I just got home. It's what time is it now?
6. It's almost 7 a.m.
Almost 7 a.m. I started work at 10 o'clock last night.
And you knew you were going into work like a couple hours before that.
Yeah.
So you didn't sleep at all day.
I did not get prepared. No, I went grocery shopping right before, and he was like, "Hey, instead of 11, can we meet up at 10?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course," because you know it's my first day on the job. I can't like wimp out and be like,
yeah, this is your supervisor at your new job that called you in.
Yeah, so I'm like, of course. So I get home from grocery shopping, I have enough time to put everything away, and then I'm back out the door. Yeah. And back out on the road, and yeah.
So you don't have to say, you know, where it is that you're working, but what kind of stuff is it that you have to do?
It's all janitorial work. Okay. So I'm doing the floors at like big grocery market like chains, and you know, I'm cleaning the bathrooms, cleaning the floors, making sure everything's all scrubbed up and sparkling.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm good at that. So I'm a good little cleaner.
What's your favorite cleaning supply?
Pumice Stone. That and bleach. Wow. A good pumice or pumice, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's pumice.
I don't know.
Fuck.
I don't know. All I know is that and bleach. I'm gold. I'm golden. Yeah. I'll make anything shine with that.
But the really cool thing is you mentioned when you got home that it turns out that. Jesus. Okay, so this has been happening a whole bunch. So luckily I caught it in basically mid-sentence, but for the listeners who might catch a little glitch there, in mid-sentence the computer freaking wigged out on me again, and we lost a little bit of recording there. However, just to get ourselves back on track. God, I gotta work these bugs out. But just to get ourselves back on track, it turns out that you actually might already be getting promoted soon at this brand new job.
Yeah, I was telling my supervisor, everything that, where I've worked and my experiences and things like that. And he was like, I don't think they looked at your resume. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, you've got a lot of experience in this stuff. And I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, I don't think they would have just hired you as just a regular. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, he's like, he's like, if you want it, we'll promote you. Nice. And I was like, okay.
So that's where that's there you go. Proof. Yeah. Hard work pays off in the long run, kind of a thing.
Yes.
That's a pretty sweet. And then so that means that so it's like this terrible graveyard shift. But if you get this promotion, then the cool thing is we just do this, not as long.
Yeah.
God, learn some English, man. Do this not as long.
It's all good. But yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible
I graduated
shift.
from Pittman High School.
It's not a terrible shift for me. I mean, yes, I was not prepared for it last night. I had 3 energy drinks yesterday, all 300 milligrams.
And then another one this morning.
Another one this morning, yeah.
For some reason. Even though you knew you were not going to be called in to work.
But I need to catch my rhythm. So we have...
Yeah.
Emery and I have our own. That's great.
You like that, everybody? No. Like that for nice little ambient background noise? Pacifier sucking? So,
we have our own little rhythm going on, and I need to be awake for that. So yes, I had another drink this morning.
Wow, okay. So how many hours of sleep have you had in the last, 2 days?
I try not to think about things like that, because if I do, I'll probably cry.
But because I would guess it's less than 7.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, I usually tally up around 4 hours of sleep, 4 to 5 hours of sleep a day.
My goodness.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this is why, I mean, I think about everybody so much. I think about all of our friends and all of our family members and everything, and I'm just like, man, I miss everybody. But I'm so tired. I'm always working. I've got the baby that I need to take care of, and so trying to teach her words and life, and trying to teach her how to walk, and so.
Yeah. Hey! All right, yeah, so we had to take a little break here real quick, give the baby a bottle. So what kind of stuff you've been watching on TV? You been able to catch anything on Netflix or anything on your nights up?
I've been watching a lot of YouTube and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And there's this girl I love. So I've been watching YouTube because I don't want to expose Emery to anything too crazy yet, but I love crime, murder, mystery type stuff. And there's this girl.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch that stuff on the down low.
Yeah. now I gotta watch out what I'm putting on for her. But so I've been watching this girl. Her name's Bailey Sarian, and she does makeup mystery. Murder Mondays. So every Monday she uploads a video, and she does her makeup, and she talks about a true crime that has just been
a recent one or anything.
A recent one, anything,
Okay.
anything that her fans and stuff are do this one,
oh, I
this
see.
one, yeah. So, and she's so funny. She's so charismatic and just so engaging.
Yeah.
All while she's doing her makeup, and it's you almost forget that she's even doing her makeup.
That, yeah.
Yeah, she's so funny, and I love her. I love watching that.
That's cool. So she's on YouTube.
Yeah, she's on YouTube.
What's she called? What's she under again?
Bailey Sarian or
Okay.
Sarian? I think it's Sarian.
Sarian.
Yeah.
Right on. That's cool. Anything else?
A lot of wiggles. Fruit salad, yummy, yummy.
I had a blast watching the new Muppet Babies.
Oh, yeah. That was actually really good. I actually laughed at a lot of that. And we were watching the Muppets the rest of the day.
Yeah, I really want to bring Exoverse TV back, but it's kind of tough to like figure out exactly how to approach it, because it kind of seems like I might end up doing a lot of those ones solo. Yeah. Just because we don't have the time to really watch them together. Yeah. A lot of my friends are kind of just into different stuff. Mm-hmm. And sorry, jeez. But there is a lot of cool stuff out there that I would like to get into. Like, I really enjoyed the first season of Space Force. I know that a lot of people did not, but I've been trying to actually come up with like a whole big write-up for season 1. I'm like a few paragraphs in. I've kind of gotten to the middle episodes, and I've had a really interesting time learning or figuring out how to review the show this way, because when I first started, I was like, I'm going to come to the full defense of this show. I liked it. Doesn't seem like other people did, and everything I was writing at first was coming from that point of view. Like, hey, you know, I see it this way, I see it that way. And then now that I'm halfway through the season in my review, I'm actually finding myself kind of taking a step back and going, okay, you know what? I have to acknowledge that I do understand what the problem is here. And I'm like, I know that I just said that this is exactly what I needed this year, but I also understand that people can find this, meandering and lame and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, wow, okay. So it's kind of like forcing me to be a little bit smarter with my review, which is kind of nice to add this write-up element to it. But I also don't know if I have the energy to do that for, like, if I am going to bring the show back full force and do a couple or 4 episodes a month or whatever. I don't know that I can necessarily do that for all of them and keep that up right now.
Dude, I cannot wait for The Mandalorian.
Yes.
And The Boys.
Yes.
That's coming back too.
Yeah, and so what I want to try and do is time it out like this, because so many of these great shows came out while I wasn't doing this podcast this last year. When the second seasons or whatever, or, third seasons come in for these series, that's when I want to try and put out the review episodes for those, season 1 type things. Yeah. I think that would probably be the best way to approach it. So if anybody out there's listening and is a big fan of Mandalorian or The Boys, or really just, reach out to us and just tell us what it is that you guys like, and I'd love to kind of see if I can coordinate getting people on here to interview about what they like about the show, see if we can do predictions and stuff like that. If you go back to the early Exoverse TV episodes, it started out doing that with Game of Thrones, which at least at the time was one of the smartest shows, and it was a lot of fun to kind of pick apart and do predictions of. Now there's not a ton of stuff there's like some mysterious storyline to follow as far as anything I'm watching at the moment. And so right now it's kind of just having fun talking about stuff, and we'll just kind of do the entire season all in one episode. Yay!
Someone join the conversation.
All right, hell yeah! She's excited for Mandalorian too. I saw that I saw the life-size Baby Yoda, or the child dolls.
Oh yeah.
People are finally, like, I guess those have been teased forever, and those are finally coming out, and people are getting those orders in. That's kind of cool.
I saw some plushy ones at 7-Eleven, and I almost bought one.
They kind of like they really milked. It's funny, they did a really good job of making up for the fact that it was obviously something they wanted to keep super secret before the show released. The child, quote unquote Baby Yoda. I know it's not an actual Baby Yoda character, but that's what everybody obviously refers to it as. So they kept the character such a big secret, which meant that no toys were released, a lot of marketing stuff did not happen, and people kind of like pointed that out. They're like, oh man, that was how important that was to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that they didn't frickin' succumb to the temptations of all of that toy money that they could have gotten last season. But they've really figured out how to milk it in the meantime, because for the last year I've seen, like, they came out with little, like, 2-3-inch figurines, then the 4-5-inch figurines, then the 6-inch, and then now this life-size one is. And there's been like 5 different times where I've seen something is on pre-order to come out 3 months down the road, and I'm like, I thought that whole thing already happened. And it's just a little 1-inch. It's just the same figurine. It's just a 1-inch bigger version of it now from some other company.
Crazy.
So that's kind of funny, but
it's just so cute.
Yeah.
How can you not?
I know. I want to get that life-size one. That's pretty cool.
Right.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. So, I mean, that's my little aside related to the other podcast for Exoverse TV. I'm just kind of throwing it out there, hoping to bring it back, seeing if anybody wants to be a part of it. Watch TV with me.
Hello, is anyone there?
Yeah. But what else is new? I mean, looks like apparently the post office is closing.
Which is crazy. That makes no sense to me. I don't understand.
Is that about?
I don't understand that. Like, we need them.
And actually, I'm like late to the party too. I guess it's been going on for a while that they've been closing, like reducing their hours, maybe closing during their lunchtime hours or something like that. But the thing is like, people were pointing out that those are the busiest hours of the day because everybody's running to the post office on their lunch break to take care of shit.
Exactly.
And then now there's certain offices that I guess either have closed altogether or will be closing altogether. I'm sitting here trying to have a conversation, and Melissa's got this big old sad face. The baby just broke something.
I gave her my little unicorn to cut out, and she's ripping off the horn.
I would take it away.
Grab the unicorn.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, wow.
You got this unicorn for your
I'm not even going to cut any of this stuff out. This is the show. This is life here.
Our house is literally decorated in Funko, Star Wars, and unicorns.
With some Harry Potter stuff
With some
sprinkled
Harry
in there.
Potter, yeah.
And Kill Tony.
Yes.
Of course, we got the Kill Tony swag everywhere.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yep.
Giant children live here.
Well, I didn't really plan. I mean, I had some stuff here that I wanted to like look up more on my own before I asked you to talk about it with me. Like, I know that there's a bunch of new gaming consoles coming out. They finally started releasing all of the teasers for that.
Oh, really?
And I know that you haven't been able to game much at all.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you play a video game since I've met you, right? Have we played together?
No, I'm one of those. I like to watch. I like to watch people play video games.
You are one of those Twitch viewers.
Yeah.
I finally met one.
One of my favorite games to watch people play is The Last of Us.
Oh.
I love like zombie games or like fighting games. I love to sit in and watch those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a Twitch account? Do you?
I don't
watch
have a
that
Twitch
all the
account.
time?
I know what Twitch is.
Yeah.
I've watched a few videos and
Sounds
stuff.
perfect for you.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah. I like to just sit in and watch, and it's pretty entertaining. Like I don't know. I'm not one of those girls that's like, all my guy does is play video games. I'm just like, yeah, I'll just sit and watch.
And I still end up feeling super self-conscious about it, even though I know you're cool with it.
Yeah.
I still end up finding myself like my favorite game is Fallout, obviously.
Yeah.
But all of those RPG games, those role-playing games where you can kind of just wander around, and they always have all of this extra lore attached.
So cute.
Okay, we moved the baby to her favorite spot in the kitchen. She gets to play with all the Tupperware. That's what I did when I was her age. My grandma would lay out all of the pots and pans and some of the condiment bottles and stuff like that, and I would just drum on them. That was my first days as a musician.
Yeah, that's what she's doing now, basically.
Nice.
She loves it. So, I mean, it keeps her out of like anything else. So
Yeah. So back to the video game thing. So I really like role playing games.
Yeah.
But I end up still feeling those are the perfect games to just relax and wander around in and just sort of like take it all in. You don't have to. I love how you don't even have to like pause to walk away for a minute and do something. You don't have to like be afraid of some timer running out on you, or it's like a racing game where you get lapped 3 times because you got distracted real quick.
Yeah.
Like I like just being able to chill out when I'm playing the game, and but I end up still feeling this weird anxiety when I'm playing, and I've just reached this age where sometimes I just feel like I'm doing too much of nothing. You know, like I'm wasting. It just stands out to me sometimes that I end up getting this weird urge to shut it all off real quick.
Yeah.
If I've been playing too long, I feel all disappointed in myself.
that happened to me when I was really young, playing Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because I was spending way too much time playing Nintendo, and then I literally like threw out the whole thing. And then I regretted it.
Yeah, immediately.
I regretted it so hard.
Right away.
Right away. And being too little to grab it out. Because I went to the trash can, like outside.
Oh.
And I like haven't grown since.
And you couldn't just go back inside and tell somebody what.
No. I was ashamed. Too ashamed.
Funny. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't want to like. Obviously, most of our episodes will end up being a little bit longer than this, but I felt like this was just a fun time. We had an opportunity to sit down, kind of do a little "hello, we're back" kind of a thing. Where can people find you on Instagram? I get confused as to which account is the one that I should be tagging you in on stuff.
Mel laughs funny.
Mel Laughs Funny. So Melissa is Mel Laughs Funny on Instagram.
And Snapchat.
And Snapchat. I'll tag you in the post and stuff. I don't really do that. I don't have Snapchat, but you can find her on there. And then obviously you can find this podcast anywhere you like to get podcasts. I'm also going to start uploading it onto YouTube. I put the older episodes actually up already, but now I'm going to hopefully start putting this stuff up consistently on a weekly basis, fingers fucking crossed, and as well as trying to work on some new music. I put out a little, I've had this project called Gravity Removed. It's like a electronic, ambient, synthwave, hip-hop kind of a thing. But actually, like that hip hop element and stuff is pretty new. It's kind of new to this new EP that I just put out. So that was a lot of fun to put together. You can find that, anywhere that you would normally find music too. I put little videos of that stuff up on YouTube also. So you can find me in a bunch of different places right now while I'm trying to promote everything, because you got the podcast, DIFU podcast on Instagram, I'm going to make a Facebook page. We're not there yet, but I'll make a Facebook page, but we are DIFU podcast on Instagram and Twitter. You can find Exoverse Media on all of the social media sites, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Obviously, there's youtube.com/Exoverse Media for all of this YouTube content that I was referencing. I was able to secure the actual official YouTube handle, which was kind of nice. And what else? Oh, and then at Gravity Removed on Instagram and Twitter as well. That's with an underscore, Gravity _removed. So anyways, thank you guys for listening. We're really, really excited to be back. We're hoping to do this a lot more often. I know it's going to be a little bit tough, obviously, with the baby and your new graveyard schedule. But we're having a blast so far trying to bring it back. And we're really excited to give you guys more content. Hit us up. let us know if you guys want to be on, what you guys want us to talk about, things like that. I need to start trying to put some polls together and stuff like that. See what kinds of things we can talk about. Maybe surprise each other with some stuff that, you know, throw each other some curveball topics during some of these episodes and stuff like that. So hopefully it's just going to get better and better and more exciting. Anything else to say?
No, I'm watching Emery right now. She's
just a loser shit.
She just loves going, hey.
We've been doing that all morning.
That's her favorite thing right now.
I gotta. If I can get that thumb, if I can get the thumbs up.
Oh my gosh.
She's gonna be famous.
Oh my goodness.
All right, guys. Well, thank you. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.